Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Grand Gettysburg 2021. Yeah, this year is the first Grand Gettysburg event. Maybe we'll have further later on in the coming years, but this is the first, and it is actually probably the biggest civilian online live Kriegsspiel session ever run so far. We have more than 30 players participating in both teams in total. This will be a very awesome day. The stream and the whole game is scheduled for at least 8 hours. So if you want to come back and check out what's going on later, that's no problem. I will also be recording the battle in like 1 hour bits and upload them to YouTube later on, so you can always go back there and check those out. Before the game actually starts in about an hour or so, or 50 minutes still to go, I want to run you through the background scenario of this alternative Kriegsspiel setting we are playing today, based on the Battle of Gettysburg and the Union plans. So first of all, let me tell you a bit about the International Kriegsspiel Society. It is a community of professional and amateur Kriegsspiel players and enthusiasts. We'll be having actually a few folks from Army universities, I think, from the US, who will be umpires today in this battle. And the International Kriegsspiel Society is an open community. You can go and join the society via the website, which you'll find under kriegsspiel.org. There you'll find a link to the Discord server where all our games are hosted. It is also a platform, so to say, for non-live games. So there are currently a few campaigns, naval campaigns also, that are played based on play by email or play by Discord by message, and not as live games. But as long as we don't have big events like this one, Grand Gettysburg 2021, folks, then we have on every common Saturday open games where everybody can just jump in and play or try umpiring, which is also a lot of fun because you can see what's going on all over the battlefield while players can't. That's the special thing about Kriegsspiel, is the fog of war, the incomplete data you have to make decisions on, and the aspect of communications and contingency and all that that comes in with the human factor, not only of the players but also of the umpires running the game. Yes, so let's talk about the background of today's Grand Gettysburg battle. This scenario is somewhat fictional. We will see the British taking sides with the Confederacy during this battle, or during the Civil War actually. The Trent affair happened, and after that, in our fictional lore here, the background story, one British light cruiser, I believe, was sunk by Union battleships, which led then to, in addition to a worldwide shortage of cotton and so on, made the British to join the Confederacy here. So they will be present with one corps, in which strengths I'm not sure about. I don't know anything about the Confederate setup, as I'll be commanding the Army of the Potomac. Now, in the background story or the lore, however you want to call it, I have taken command, or have been put in command instead of Hooker, because in our story Hooker believed in a diversion maneuver by Lee, who seemed to be marching with the British column and the main body of his army to the west, while he actually was doing that, the main body of his army turned east and is now coming in from the north. We do not know exactly from where, so probably from the, what's that, Newell Road, Carlisle Road here, and Murmersburg Road, maybe even also along the Chambersburg Pike, and maybe, and don't get irritated by the placement of these troops here, via Hagerstown Road. They are closing in on Gettysburg, which you can clearly see is a logistical hub, so to say, a big crossroads where all the roads are running through. And if they want to attack Washington, they'll have to turn then south or continue their march south via the Emmitsburg Road or the Taneytown Road, or actually also possible would be the Baltimore Pike. They have a train of siege guns with them, which they will have to protect and bring through to the south, or, and I'm not sure about that, they may even want to try, I don't know if that's possible regarding their objectives, but bring it along Hanover Road in the direction of Baltimore to attack this important port city to open it for the British Navy. I don't know. As long as we don't, and as long as we cannot scout for enemy movement, we will assume that both options are valid to them. So this road along Hanover Road in the direction of Baltimore, and the move south to Washington to attack the federal capital. Now, the Army of the Potomac, or yeah, the Union Army and the Army of the Potomac is widespread. Hooker has sent the corps all over the countryside to try and follow the Confederates. And I have been put in command 18 hours before this battle starts, which is 6 a.m. in game time. 6 a.m. we will start our first turn, which will be 5 p.m. my time, so Central European summertime. And so we will see a cavalry division on the Emmitsburg Road, followed by this corps, 5th Corps under Carter McNish, with 2 divisions and some artillery. I've also split up the artillery reserve of the army, but before knowing about the points of entry of any of the corps, they have been assigned 2, so that in our world this has happened already before I took command, so to say. On the Taneytown Road we see the 2nd Division of the Cavalry Corps, here on Don Levick. The first will be, I'll be riding with the 1st Division of the Corps under Robert Mastret, and I'll be taking headquarters at the M. Fry farm. I should probably change the color of my mouse so that you can see it a little bit better. So M. Fry farm is where I will set up my headquarters. So back to Taneytown Road, we have the 2nd Division Cavalry, followed by the 6th Corps under Damon Mosier. Again, 2 divisions of infantry, and then probably followed by 2nd Corps under Rankine, also with 2 divisions. And each division is commanded by a player, each corps is commanded by a player. We also have 2 additional corps, so we will have participating on the, or as part of the Army of the Potomac, the 1st Corps, the 2nd Corps, the 3rd Corps, the 5th Corps, and the 6th Corps, and the Cavalry Corps. So we'll have 6 corps, each 2 divisions strong. While I believe the Confederacy, the Army of Northern Virginia, will probably have less corps, but with more divisions each. So then we have coming in from somewhere in the northeastern corner, so not sure if along the, what's that, Harrisburg Road maybe, or the Hunterstown Road, or the York Pike, or even the Hanover Road, who knows. We've coming in the 1st Corps under Nick Majoras with 2 divisions, and we will have the 3rd Corps under Cyrus Ogle. Again, 2 divisions of infantry under his command. Although Some of them seem to be missing in my module. That's something I'll have to make Marshall aware of. Okay, so that's basically the scenario background. Now about our plans. How many time do we get left? It's 20 past. All right, so let me grab a pen and yes, please get it a bit bigger. So our plan is, as the roads are all passing through Gettysburg, and if we assume they want to bring the guns south, then Cemetery Hill is a key position as it dominates the Baltimore Pike, the Taneytown Road and the Emmitsburg Road all at once. Also, Cobbs Hill is obviously a superior defensive position. Thus, we'll send in the 2nd Cavalry Division to take this ground, take the high ground, and defend it against any enemies. Let's hope that will probably be a race for this position. Let's hope they manage to take it before the enemy arrives, or at least, drive the enemy cavalry off that will be trying to occupy it. Then the 2nd Corps, is it the 2nd? No, that's the 6th Corps, is ordered to kind of relieve the cavalry so the cavalry can fall back and take these high grounds and defend them. The city actually kind of comes into our favor here because the enemy would have to deploy and attack across the open ground. You cannot deploy infantry to any great effect inside the town. Groovy Bear, thanks for your follow. And followed, if that is still correctly, they will be by the 2nd Corps, which will kind of protect their left flank here, like around here, the signal station, slightly south of Cemetery Hill, and have 1 division over here to protect the Emmitsburg Road. The plan, however, is that as soon as we are able to protect this position, so let's say we have the other corps like positioned somewhat here, we assume that the Confederate forces will identify that to attack this position is kind of suicidal. They would probably want to get into our flank, and that's just what we will offer them. We will offer them a weak left flank over here, which will then swing back into this direction as soon as it will be under attack by enemy divisions, which might even try to outflank it. And then stretch on a somewhat defensive position along this line. Maybe we will call one of the corps that are coming in from the northeast over. If this fort is passable, I don't know. We have to scout for that actually, which I think is pretty cool. There's another one over here which might be feasible, although the forces had to climb the steep slopes of Cobbs Hill, upper and lower Cobbs Hill. Amentus, hello. Yes, video on demand will be on YouTube later on for sure. I'll try to provide it in some bits, not like 8-hour long stream, but in like bits of an hour or so. Alrighty, and then we will have, and I didn't talk about that, the 5th Corps under Carter, which will march up here and take a hidden position behind this ridge line and this ridge line, so hopefully they won't be spotted. They will be protected by the 1st Cavalry Division, which is scouting the Hagerstown Road, and then will probably move north to check if enemy forces are coming in over the Chambersburg Pike. And as soon as this left wing, this weak left wing falls back to better defensible ground over here, this 5th Corps will spring an ambush attack in the back of the enemy. That's sort of the core idea of our plan, assuming that the rebels will attack this flank we'll see if this happens. You know, no plan sustains first enemy contact, so there's that. Alrighty, so that's the plan. Alternatively, they will try to move over here and yeah, move up behind the forest and the ridge lines here, hidden, to then maybe attack the Confederates or take a defensive position along Seminary Ridge, if that is possible, if we don't have enemy forces coming in from the northwest. As I said, we have 2 corps over on this side. They will probably, we were out of communication, sorry, with them because of enemy cavalry. So I actually don't know what their plan is, and they don't know what our plan is. So I assume they will be trying to defend the bridges where the Rock Creek is passable. In this scenario, the Rock Creek will not be passable anywhere but by the bridges, or maybe, as I said, via the forts, which we have to scout for. They might not be passable anyway. Yeah, see you then, Amentus. Nice to have you. The stream will be running for a few hours, of course. As I said, 8 hours minimum. Alrighty, so they will probably try to block these bridges. They might even try to attack across. But again, that's not really suitable ground for an attack. I mean, here is blockers null, which can be a nice placement for enemy artillery, putting them under fire here. So my idea is, as soon as I'm able to make contact with them, as I said, I have to scout the forts and then send a courier up this road over Wolf's Hill and then up to Hanover Road and so on. My idea is that they will take or place a battery here, or some batteries, a strong battery, to protect Culp's Hill from this direction. So line of fire over here. Choo 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 choo, so that no attack will be possible in this area, and that they'll hide their main body behind this ridge line. So enemy forces over here would not be able to see any troops behind this ridge line, and that we then will decide or wait for our cavalry to provide us with the intel in which direction the enemy actually wants to go. If they want to go in the direction of Baltimore, which I think is a possibility, or down south in the direction of Washington. If they want to go south, then we will call one of the corps over to the center via this road, if passable here, so that we can throw it in at the moment when the left wing of Second Corps folds back and this ambush is sprung in the back of the enemy, so that we can then kind of squish them here. But we will deliver a counter-attack from this direction to the west and the ambush attack from the west to the east, and then we'll hopefully be able to surround and crush a whole enemy corps, which would be awesome. Of course, as I said, no plan sustains first enemy contact, but that is the idea behind our strategy. Alrighty then, so that's enough for this first overview of the scenario and strategy. I'll stop the recording for now. Stream will of course be running till the bitter end of this battle, whoever might win this awesome and huge Grand Gettysburg 2021 Kriegsspiel session hosted by the International Kriegsspiel Society. As I said, check them out, kriegspiel.org. There you'll find a link to the Discord server. You are very welcome to join the community and play in our open Saturday games, or whichever game or campaign you'd like to participate in. You really don't have to know much about Kriegsspiel or rules or anything. Just join the community, have fun with us, and see you soon.